You're watching the TCMMA podcast.
Let's get into the main event, and it's a big one. I mean, this is the last fight of 2024, and it seems like Colby Covington is one of those guys. It's always one of the last fights of the year. Sometimes he's in the pay-per-view fighting for the title. Sometimes he's in the fight night like this, like he was against Woodley, in a big fight in which if Colby loses, it's over, right? If Colby Covington loses his fight, it's over. It's a wrap. He's got to keep winning to get back in title contention, and this time he's going to have to win 2 or 3. And by that time, he's going to be up there in age, right? I mean, he's not getting any younger. Colby Covington, for him, the time is now. He's 36 years old. He had a chance in his prime, 32, 33, against Usman to win the belt. Couldn't do it. Lost to Usman a second time. Lost to Leon Edwards, right? The first Usman fight went 5 rounds, and he lost in the final minute. The second one went 5 rounds in a fight that I thought he won, but the judges gave it to Usman. And then against Bilal Muhammad, he just got dominated, but he didn't look himself. I was really upset in that fight at the end until I found out later that he was injured. Now, Colby Covington comes into a fight where he's actually the underdog. Buckley is nearly a 3-1 favorite. It's unbelievable. And we like both of these guys tremendously. So last fight of the year, I just want to see a great fight. But the bottom line is we got to make a prediction, right? So let's dive into this fight, full scale, full prediction. Let's get into it right now.
In the welterweight division at UFC Tampa, your main event, last fight of the year, you got Colby Covington taking on Joaquin Buckley. And this is going to be a highly interesting fight because Buckley is surging. Covington 17-4, Buckley 20-6. Colby 1 inch taller, 5'11". He's 36. Buckley 30 years old. Buckley has a 4-inch reach advantage, believe it or not. He fights southpaw or left-handed. Covington fights right-handed. On the feet, they're almost even. Both guys hovering right around 4 significant strikes per minute, and that's an average, or a legit average, because they have several fights in the UFC, obviously. Colby's better on the ground, landing over a takedown per round. Buckley gets like 2 every 3. So takedown defense will be important here. 67% for Colby, 69% for Buckley. So very even matchup here. Colby lost to Leon Edwards by decision. Didn't look great in that fight. Both guys had 2 takedowns, got beat on the feet 57-44. But word is he had an injury during the fight. So it's been, just shy of a year. 2 days shy of 1 year since Colby last fought. Before that, he beat Jorge Masvidal in dominant fashion. 6 takedowns to none by decision. Lost to Usman, giving up a takedown, didn't have any, because Usman has great takedown defense. Now, Buckley is on a roll. This guy's won 5 straight fights over Andre Fialho, Alex Morono, Vicente Luque, Nursultan Ruziboev, and Stephen Thompson, whom he KO'd. He also KO'd Vicente Luque. So this guy is on a roll, but you run into a tough fighter in Colby Covington, and these are 2 guys that I highly respect and highly like. So very difficult prediction, but I gotta believe Colby Covington still has something left in the tank. I'm not saying Buckley can't win. He certainly can. But Colby has been in these situations. Yeah, he's 36, but he's not really slowing down just yet. So I believe Colby is going to outclass Joaquin Buckley in this fight and probably win a close fight 3-2 by decision with takedowns. The significant strikes will be close. They'll be battling back and forth, but Colby will be able to take down Joaquin Buckley and really control him against the fence. And people don't like to see that, but that's what, Colby does. He's like an old school football team that just runs the ball. You can't stop it. And he grinds the clock down and he gets the W in every fight that's not a championship fight. So I expect him to win again and move to 18-4 here, welterweight division, UFC Tampa.
Yeah, so he's not always exciting, like a football team that spreads the field, throws the ball around the park, may not play great defense, but they're going to win 40-30 almost every week. And it's exciting to watch them play. Instead, like I said, Covington's like the old school team that runs the football. You can't stop it. They might win 17-14. but he finds a way to win. And again, the fans don't like it, right? Because he's gonna lean you up against the fence. He's gonna apply pressure. He's gonna land takedowns at times. Not necessarily likely to finish the fight, but he's the safe bet because he just finds ways to win. Hasn't been able to get the job done in a title fight. I mean, this guy, Colby Covington, could be just like Dan Marino. And you know I'm a huge Dolphins fan, right? One of the best quarterbacks of all time, but didn't win the Super Bowl. Colby Covington's one of the best fighters of all time. Please believe it. Not the best, but he's up there, right? He's up there. But if he doesn't win this fight, his career is going to end without winning a title, without winning the undisputed welterweight title. And I really think that Colby's got something left in the tank. But Bilal Muhammad broke him down, man. Or excuse me, Leon Edwards broke him down. And Leon Edwards eventually fell to Bilal. Bilal broke him down. But to me, of Leon Edwards, Usman, and Bilal is the best matchup for Colby because Bilal plays right into his hands. Not to say that Colby would beat him, but he wants to get you up against the fence too. He wants to control you, and Colby's good in those situations. He's not good in the situations where he's forced to strike because his opponent has good takedown defense. That's why Usman was a tough fight. Leon Edwards was a tough fight because Leon Edwards is hard to take down. Now, Bilal had his way with him, but those are just tough fights for Colby. Bilal is a fighter that Colby could potentially beat or at least make a great fight of it. So he's desperately trying to continue winning. Now, if Shavkat beats Bilal, I don't think Colby ever wins a title. And that's what's going to happen first. If Shavkat and Bilal are going to fight, if Colby can win this fight and maybe one more, he'll get a title fight. But if it's against Shavkat, I don't see him winning that one against Bilal. I say it's 40-60 Bilal, but Colby would have a shot in that fight. But listen, the time is running out for Colby Covington. This is a must-win fight. And the next one after that is a must-win. And then the UFC will give him another title opportunity. Because, you know, a lot of people don't like Colby Covington, but if he keeps winning and he's at the top, doesn't matter if he's beating Tyrone Woodley or whoever else he's got to beat. If he keeps winning and he's still at the top, it's hard to deny a guy a title fight, especially now if he wins 2 in a row. And credit Colby for taking this fight because he's the underdog. But he knows he's got to fight. He can't sit out the entire year almost and not fight. So we'll see what happens. I think it's going to be a highly interesting and great fight. Both guys, well, especially Joaquin, capable of finishing the fight at any time. So Colby's got to be careful. And what he's going to do is just grind out a victory here and just control the heck out of Buckley. Now, if Buckley can defend that, then you never know. I mean, Buckley wants to keep separation and keep the fight standing and be active. And Colby wants to shut that down with great defense and apply pressure with the takedown game, with clinch control against the fence, all that. And he's very capable of doing that. So that's the way it looks. Last fight of the year. And it's a big one. So that's what we got.
He's gon' fight, wait, he's gon' fight, wait, hold your breath till the end of the night. Last fighter call, UFC at its height, yeah. Bringing that thunder with all his might, saying step up, wanna fight, hold up, think twice, gladiator, assassin, reckless, no abandon, walk through that cage, he'll leave your ass